Questions?
On the back left.
Rahim, how do you top last season when you had 10 picks and 209?
Just doing all I can better, But it's not about topping last year because if I could, I would take back the picks to get 10 wins. But it's also just getting me better, but along the people around me getting better, and also just doing all the things that I can to help win and be a big contributor. But this year is a good year for us to be able to showcase our talent on the big stage versus Houston, Texas, Kansas State, and along with other teams. So this year is not about me; it's about the team, and we just need everybody on the team to put their heart on the field, and I think it'd be a good season for us.
Rick, how do you think the league should be split up for football?
Well, we've all got our opinions. Last night they put 5 coaches on one plane and 5 on the other. I thought Larry was just telling us that's how we're doing it. But, I have a personal opinion about what's best for UCLA as it's competitively divided. But I understand that there are more things in play, in terms of television dollars and chances to be in Los Angeles and a decision for that impacts what might be best for me may not be best for a school up in the Northwest. So I'm just going to duck that question and say smarter people than I will make those decisions.
Rick, John Gold with the Daily News. You said last year your goal was to make a bowl game and be bowl eligible. Do you have the same kind of proclamation this year? Anything bigger?
Be better than we were last year. And I say that not to take light of your question. I say that because I want the momentum to keep going. 4-8 year one, certainly not what I expected. We endured it and tried to learn from it, and we improved. Last year we went through a miserable month of October. We were in all the games, but we couldn't get it done. We went 0-5 in the month of October, found a way to right the ship, got ourselves to a bowl game, and then won it, even though we were behind at halftime. All those things led to a real great work ethic in the off-season months, an excitement about going forth. For the first time since I've been at UCLA, we're an experienced football team. That doesn't mean there's not going to be an infusion of youth and young guys that haven't played that'll still be key contributors. But we've got players like Rahim, like Kevin Prince at quarterback, Keem Ayers, that have played and played very well at a high level. Our kicking game is solid as anybody in the country. And so if we can be consistent on both sides of the ball, play to our strength with the special teams as we've increased team speed, we're going to be a team that hopefully can win those games that got away from us in the month of October. And as we do that, then we can get back in a conference race and then take the next step to being part of the national discussion as who are the best teams around.
Rick, Jared Wright, Reuters.
Back
at
left.
the back. As a former Colorado coach, how would you describe Colorado and how it will fit into the Pac-10 football culture? And for that matter, how would you describe the Pac-10 football culture?
Interesting questions. 1995, I was given the head job at Colorado, and it was a dream come true. I was 33 at the time. Actually, it was 94 and then the 95 season. And at that time, there were some overtures from the Pac-10 about Colorado coming in. And Judith Albino was the president at the time, and she asked me what I thought. I said, well, I'm hadn't coached a game yet, but I would tell you that the Pac-10 is a wonderful conference, and Colorado would fit very nicely in it. Obviously, they didn't choose to go that way. They went with the Big 12 and so forth. But Colorado will be a great partner to this conference. It's a great school. I know that from personal experience. They're not at their high right now as a football program, but that can change quickly as recruiting increases. And I think with membership in this conference, their footprint in California and in California recruiting will improve, and I just think they're going to be a great player. And as a university and a university culture, in line with the Pac-10 culture, that makes a lot of sense. The question about Pac-10 culture, I want to compliment Commissioner Scott in trying to change the Pac-10 culture a little bit. We've been that left coast conference. We've been that kind of perceived as the finesse conference for years. If you got into a conversation with somebody on the other side of the Mississippi River, they would tell you that, well, you guys just play that throwing around ball and not the 3-yard and the cloud of dust like the rest of us do and tough guy stuff. And Commissioner Scott going to New York and taking the East Coast bias head on this yesterday and having all the coaches get on board with that, I thought was a bold move. I wasn't sure how it would work out, but having gone through it yesterday, I thought it was brilliant. And time will tell. But I can tell you right now, having coached at the NFL level, there's plenty of Pac-10 representation at that level. And there's no reason for our conference not to be as good a conference as there is. And part of that's perception. And by going out there and trying to change the culture from a national standpoint, I think is the right way to go about things. And I know that the other 9 coaches were appreciative of being included in it.
Lisa Horn, FoxSports.com. First of all, Rahim, congratulations to you and Akeem for being named Lott Trophy candidates this
Thank you
year.
so much. Thank you.
I'm going to put you a little bit on the spot here.
He doesn't mind that.
Okay, that's great. I know you're going to want to say everyone, but I really want an honest opinion from you. For you and the entire secondary at UCLA, which team do you think presents the biggest challenge as far as passing attack?
Passing attack, I would say Washington and Arizona. They do a good job of, routes. The receivers
Just
do a good
because
job.
she said you can't say everyone doesn't mean you can't say everyone,
Right. But, yeah, they all do a good job. SC, but Arizona does a great job. The spread, Jake Locker and Curse. I know a lot of them guys, and they do a great job. And not only do they do a great job, but they blend well. They're like a family when they run their offense. And as you see it on the film, they're very well coached with Sarkisian and the rest of the other guys. And, every time you play against those type of teams, you have to really come with it. And you can tell those guys put a lot of work in because you see the points that they put up. And this year's going to be even better because they've all been in the with each other for a while now. So, and when you have a good quarterback like Nick Foles and Jake Locker, sky's the limit for them. So, what I've been doing is getting my secondary better as far as for teams like that. So when those times come, we can be able to compete and make plays and be able to do all we can to help win. So we're looking forward to it. And like I said, those are great offenses. And we've been putting a lot of film study in because that's how dynamic they are. So, when that time comes, may the best man win.
Rick, the Texas people are making a lot out of
Where are we?
Down
There
the
you go.
right
I'm
here.
sorry.
the Texas fans are making a lot out of the '97 game, Route 66. Just wondering where you were on Saturday in '97 when UCLA went out to Austin and dropped 66 on them.
I might have been getting my brains beat in Michigan. It was early in the season. 97 wasn't a great year for us at Colorado, so I wasn't paying a lot of attention to other games. That's a promise. But certainly, we played Texas that same year, and you could tell that the program at that point there was going to be a change because there was a lack of hope. That isn't the case anymore. They have one of the preeminent programs in the country. Mac Brown is regarded as at the top of the profession, and they're going to be as good a team as we've played since I've been back at UCLA, and that'll be a great experience for our players to go to a place like Austin, Texas, to see how revered that program is by their fans and their constituents, and much like going to Tennessee a year ago, we've got to try to block out those distractions and see if we can't play a great football game and find a way to steal one. And I'm looking forward to the challenge. I know our guys are looking forward to the challenge, but there's a lot of football to be played before that time.
Are you surprised how fans will latch on to these sorts of things?
Everybody looks for for ways to motivate, and if you have to go back to 1997 to find something to motivate you, then you're digging.
Rick, this is Ramona Shelburne with ESPN LA in the back.
Where are you, Ramona?
All
There
right,
you are.
I'm short. Hey, you've been here long enough that these are all your guys now, right? Does it feel like your team, and at this point, is it taking on your character and the type of team you want it to be?
You know, that's an interesting question. There's that every coach that goes to a program has to win over the people that are in it. Fortunately, and I said this the first time I got in front of the group, and this is back when I first got the job, that I'm a UCLA Bruin just like you are. I'm privileged to have said this was my school. And we all came here for a reason, which is to be the best and to win a Pac-10 championship and hopefully even higher than that. So hope we can put aside all the, I'm not your guy, I'm his guy, and so on and so forth. And I really have believed that has been the case since I've been here. But there is comfort in that I've been in each of these kids' homes. I've got relationships with their parents, and that I can dig maybe a little deeper to get what I think's inside of a young man, having had that relationship with parents that trust me, that know that I'm doing it in his best interests, and so forth. So hopefully that'll parlay itself to success on the field.
Back right.
Coach and Rahim, Josh Hoffman, student reporter for ESPNU. Do you feel like with the NCAA sanctions for USC and also your great recruiting class this coming football season, do you feel like the tide is kind of turning in the Los Angeles college football arena?
I've been asked 100 times about what the sanctions at our crosstown rivals means to us, and truthfully, we can't take any time to worry about that. We're on a mission to be the best program we can be. They had something that we wanted. They were the Pac-10 champs when we got here. Now it's the Oregon Ducks that have what we want. And I try to tell our team it's like race car driving. As you're going by, you're not looking at the driver next to you. You got to be looking at the open road in front of you and trying to get to that checkered flag as fast as you can. And that's what we're doing. We're trying to go as fast as we can because we want to be the best program in this conference. And in going as fast as we can't be worried about peripheral things that are going to distract us or cause us to take missteps. Is there a window of opportunity? Certainly. And we want to take advantage of that window of opportunity with the kids that we have in the program, with future recruiting classes, doing it the right way, the UCLA way, and we want to play in this stadium in January.
Got time for 2 more questions.
Bud Withers, Seattle Times. Rick, can you explain what caused you to go to the pistol offense?
Norm and I evaluated the season after recruiting was over, and obviously our running numbers aren't what they need to be successful. Oregon led the conference in rushing last year, and they're the conference champ. We have to be consistent running the football. It'll take pressure off our quarterback. It'll take pressure off the play caller. It'll take pressure off the field position and the defense and so on and so forth. It's a trickle-down effect. It sounds cliche, but it has to be done. And I went through a similar circumstance at the University of Washington. We lost our first 2 games to BYU and Air Force at the time, and we had a conversation as a staff. I said, well, we can't win the Mountain West, but we can still be involved in the Pac-10, but we got to figure out how to run the ball. And we had a young quarterback by the name of Marcus Tuiasosopo, who had come from an offense at Woodinville High School that was involved in the veer. And we had, fortunately, his fullback too, Pat Conniff. And we let them teach us how to run the veer. Now, when you say you went to option offense with Marcus Tuiasosopo, if you really went back, you'd see maybe 3 to 4 options a game. But defenses had to play it. And in so doing that, had to be ready for it on an every down basis. You simplified the look for every other play that you ran. And it became, if you look at the point of Washington offense from that point forward till winning a game here against Purdue, we were a very, very sound offense, and we led the conference in rushing in 2000. And so there was something about that deal. And as we scoured the country to see who was doing things that were really successful, Nevada jumped off the page. They had 2 running backs, one for 1,000 yards. They had a quarterback run for 1,000 yards. And as I studied it, it was really veer offense from the gun. And Chris Alt, the head coach at Nevada, was gracious enough to let us go and ask some questions. And we're going to see if we can incorporate some of that stuff into what we do so as to cause defenses to behave, if you will, so that maybe we can run some of the things that have been successful in both Norm and my career in the past. Is it a full-scale move to the pistol?